Hi, beautiful people. It's Saturday, and I could have done this stream on my vertical with more like-minded people, but I kind of wanted it to just be us today, right? I have my water, but hey, it's been a while since I've been over here with you guys. Oh, my little puppy is sleeping right next to me. No, 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 stay asleep. Chakra King Black, what's good with you? It's been a lot, y'all. It's been a lot. Mm. Hey, little Justin. We're gonna chat. When I'm over here, I'm just way more chill. After last night, I needed a break. I needed a break. All right. Later, we'll do a vertical stream and we'll get into more Donald Trump stuff. But let me say this. So the last time I did a stream like this, a lot of times I'll drop a link and we'll have a little Justin, what's good with you? We'll have a discussion about stuff. And sometimes, and I pretty much over here, I don't do it on my vertical, so I drop a link. But over here, anybody can ask for a link and come up. And I dropped a link, and we all know Smooth Carter came over to talk to me. I never know where those conversations are going to go. Smooth and I had history. We've had history, and some things came up, and sometimes, I'm feeling a certain kind of way, and I've got to express myself. My name has come up in so many situations, and I'm going to say this. Shout out to Smooth. I'm glad that we were able to talk, and I see you. I'm going to get into my commentary. I'm glad that we were able to talk, and we had some stuff ironed out. But if people thought I was going to get off of my commentary to address a bunch of stuff, I'm not. Any of you can hit my link, and your views are your views. I've always had a panel like that, but that last stream took us down a rabbit hole. I know all this stuff. Now, I'm going to share a stream with you guys. And this person I'm going to share, I do disagree with his political views a lot. I decided to hit the panel because I got tired of it in his chat with my comments. So I'm going to play that for you, and then we'll just talk. Why you had a frowny emoji? I am not troll. I'm all ears. Little Justin, yeah, I'm not getting off my commentary to address some stuff. But sometimes if people hit my link, they go into a lot of personal stuff. They go into all kinds of things. I'm here for it all. I don't care. But I'm not going to stop what I have going on to address, some of the comments. I went through a lot of this stuff on this app where people have followed me around and tried to really intrude into my life. That's what happened. But I'm moving forward, not backwards. Let me set the stream up for you guys. Lonnie, what's good? And you guys can let me know what you think. Now, I'm not going to play the whole video because I've already played videos of what happened in Venezuela with Maduro and the president. I think most of you know where I stand on that. So I'm not really going to play that for you. But if you need me to go back and play it for you, I will. I'm more going to play it for what? Yeah, we're going to see. All right, let me play it. Now, it's been a while since I did this on a stream like this. So let me know if y'all can't hear it. And I'm going to try my best to follow along, but I look a mess right now because it's been one of those crazy days. All right, you guys. Sky, I see you. How do I wait? Why is it there? Is that a good spot? Oh, there we go. That looks good. You look good. Don't say that no more. Smooth Carter, I was just talking about you. Real quick, Smooth Carter is good, people. He's doing his thing. He's trending, but no, Smooth Carter is chill. We're gonna watch this video from Karceno as soon as I figure out how to get it to play. Hang on, you guys. I love you guys. Wait, I think I got it. Oh, I don't think that's it. That's not what I was trying to do. What do I do? Make it smaller. Give me a second. You're right. For me, just like Monica. Wait a minute. I have not shared on a horizontal stream. I forgot how to do it. Hold on. I think I have to, how do I make it bigger? Like that? There. I think I'm gonna just start it from here, you guys. All right.
For a while.
Wait, maybe I should go back.
We're gonna run the country until such time as we see we can do a safer, proper, and judicial transition.
Okay.
Really?
Why
safer transition? Who asked you to come and liberate the country?
I can't see the video.
Who asked you?
Maybe I have to do it like that.
The American people didn't ask for this. I never heard anybody ask for this. In fact, I doubt if any Americans who voted for Trump ever thought anything about wanting to go in there and invade Venezuela, saying that country needs a regime change that they don't even go to or even locate on a goddamn map. The American people are worried about food, healthcare insurance, jobs, education. These are the things that concern the American people, not Venezuela. Because you're the president of the United States of America, not Venezuela. The president just up and did it and still haven't provided a sound justification as to how it makes American lives better. When healthcare premiums have skyrocketed, food prices remain high, and Trump's recent polls, few are happy with the way he's running our country. And now he thinks he can handle enough. Why? Congress would have slowed down the progress. So what you're saying is you don't believe in the American judicial system. You don't believe in the system that you vote for. So if you don't believe in the system that you vote for, then you want to live under a dictatorship. When I made the video earlier saying that is Trump a dictator, just a couple of days ago, everybody was like, no, he's not a dictator. But then you ignore Congress and don't consult with Congress. You're supposed to. That's why Congress is in place, to make sure the president doesn't do something like this. That's what it's for. That's why you have Congress. That's why you have the House. That's why you have the United Nations. This is why these things are put in place, so that we don't have a tyrant pull these type of moves. Congress is the law. Exactly. And now, because of all of this, the United States are going to lose midterms. I mean, all the Republicans, Trump just doomed you. Your midterms is done. You're absolutely done. Done. I don't think the Republicans have a shot of winning midterms after this. Because people don't understand, right? When you're going to view this, right? Like, let's say, for instance, we're all sitting there and we're all taking it all in, right? And we're saying, okay, this is not what we signed up for, right? Like, it's not like we are sitting here crying about the president of Venezuela. Oh, what a nice guy. He a bad dude. Bad dude. Like, nobody looks at him and says he's a hero of his nation. But that's his country, what they got going on. We don't go into other people's countries telling them what to do because we're the big bad bullies. The last U.S. presidential election was that people reelected Trump because he said he'll bring down grocery prices on day one. That is not happening. People voted for him because he said he will bring America into a new golden age. That has not happened. Now he's saying his proudest legacy will be that of a peacemaker and a unifier. Unifying? So the president is fulfilling zero promises, and now he seems to have marched America into a costly occupational foreign country, hoping that Venezuela's oil and minerals and they have will help pay for everything, but saying it won't cost us anything because the money is coming out of the ground is very substantial. Florida is where Trump is, right? So he's bringing his big boy cabinet members out there, like his defense secretary, that Pete, what's his name, Seth or whatever. I don't like him. But the thing is that Marco Rubio, who's a complete moron, oversaw the whole Venezuelan raid, and he put Trump in a bind. When that idiot got up there and spoke, he opened his mouth up too much, and Trump was so pissed. He was at that podium, and he grabbed Rubio and just smiled because he couldn't, and just pulled Rubio back because Rubio was doing too much talking. All you're doing is unifying people here who are Venezuelans who didn't ask you to do any of this. And you keep saying you're doing this for the Venezuelan people here in the United States. It's like, you've been trying to get rid of the people in the Venezuelans that was here in the United States. So these people, when they come back to their country and they can't, so they're like, when did we say we wanted to go back to Venezuela? Like, what the hell are you talking about? He sat there and did that speech and talked as if the woman who is now in charge, who was just sworn in to be the vice.
This is a little hard for me to listen to, honestly, but okay.
President, she's now running the country like she was with everything he was. Oh, she understands, so she has to work with us. That woman come out and said, I don't know, like basically what the hell he's even talking about. No, I don't agree with nothing he just did.
Hi, James, I see you.
And I'm like, she came out and spoke for the very first time. It is absolutely crazy. Richard Pearl, the chairman of the Pentagon, the defense policy dude that was on the policy back in like 2001 with all the other black Zionists. I am all about being fair-minded and listening to both sides. They allow drugs to be trafficked in our country. Yes, if I believe everything that they say come out of their mouths, I would be a fool. Does Venezuela allow drugs to be trafficked into our country? Every country does that. Are we going to invade Mexico next? You think Mexico don't allow drugs to come into this country? How about Colombia? You think Colombia doesn't allow drugs to come into this country? Any country you name, every country, Russia, Ukraine, all other countries allow drugs to come into our country. They're doing this to stop drugs from coming into the country. I don't even think they even mentioned that. They're just using that as an excuse and a reason to try to keep this man and arrest him. Like, we're coming to arrest this guy because he's letting drugs come into the countries and we think he's got ties to MS-13s. This is Weapons of Mass Destruction's Part 2. Many of you might not be old enough to remember the weapons of mass destruction. You remember that? Well, we got information that they got weapons of mass destruction. We just got reports that they got weapons of mass destruction. Yeah, we have Saddam saying got weapons of mass destruction. They went and invaded this man's country, got the man executed, hung, everything, saying he had weapons of mass destruction, tore down his entire empire, went in there, and there's no weapons of mass destruction anywhere. No WMDs, nowhere. And everybody in America was all rooting for it. They got weapons of mass destruction. They got weapons of mass destruction. They're plotting on us. And what happened? We marched right over there. And we came out with oil. We came out running the country. And did it help this nation? Absolutely not. They did it for resources. They did it for the minerals. They did it for the oil. They did it for every time there's a jam, they want to go take from somebody. If they said Bin Laden was responsible for 9/11,
I can't.
Why are we going to Iraq? He's not in Iraq. And once they found out there was no weapons of mass destruction, you know what they had to do? There was courts. There was a whole lot of people who had to be fired and let go for the false information that was flooding the entire White House. Donald Rumsfeld was one of the first people fired. And it trickled down. Well, everybody in Dick Cheney's group was being fired.
I can't, it's hard for me to listen to a lot of stuff, and there's nothing against him.
She's Trump's new mistress.
Oh, God. Yeah, his chat pretty much tore
now
it up.
She's Stormy Daniels. Oh, my God.
This is a 2.5-hour live stream. We can't watch all of it because when I go over to these spaces, I have to be so polite. I don't know what they're talking about there, but I eventually hit the link. That's good. Let's fast forward it.
But wasn't it a same scenario where it was a problem with somebody, some type of terrorist problem, some type of T-word problem with somebody from another country, right?
Bro, you're making a false equivalency about something that didn't happen, bro.
I'm not doing this. What I'm telling you, right? It don't matter.
What he's trying to talk about, Gaddafi, Libya.
But Gaddafi was overthrown by his own people.
I know that, but
I'm gonna land. All I'm trying to say is this, right?
They didn't put any protection, and they.
But the difference is people. Hold on, no. Before you even talk about it, the difference is his own people came up and threw him out of power.
But it's the same scenario. It doesn't matter about how it happened.
Y'all done got my baby up this morning. Look, y'all done got my baby up here this morning. Y'all done got her man. Now look, she pulled up. All the people in the
pull up.
Did all that talking. Y'all did not pull up here.
Oh Lord.
I'm up here.
My baby got up this morning. She was like, I ain't had enough.
She about to play. Hey, she about to play the piano on y'all boys.
Yeah, y'all done got her started.
All I'm trying to say is this, right? And I'm gonna let moving in Detroit go at him. I'm gonna fall back, let the soldiers do their thing. But all I'm trying to say is this: it don't matter if the bike if he got a brown bike this time. Oh, he got a bike, but his bike had tricycles. They all riding bikes. It's the same damn story over and over and over again. The same scenario.
I mean, I get
y'all gonna vote for. Hey, I'm gonna say this right here. Y'all, it's gonna be an AI president. You know how they had the AI CEOs? There's gonna be an AI chat GTP president, and y'all gonna vote for him. There's gonna be people in the comments while Cino making a video about it, there's gonna be people in the comments actually fighting for that shit. Listen,
we got the AI president right now. We got the AI president right now.
Nah, okay. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you and Moo. Y'all go ahead. I'm gonna fall back.
All right. So, what is your thoughts about it? Misunderstood, because they've been saying a lot about you in the chat. So, what are your thoughts on this now with all of this information coming up?
I think it's a good move. I know that people are wondering, why does America get involved in foreign affairs? But that's what Americans do. Trump tried to negotiate with Maduro, and this is what it's come to. So I'm wondering, why are people so against Donald Trump and America first? Now, I'm not here to kick for Donald Trump. I'm not understanding what my finances have to do with this and how is that used to make this argument. Donald Trump did what he needed to do. No one complained when Obama used his around 32 executive orders to do things without Congress. So it is constitutional. Donald Trump makes very bold moves and people don't like it. I feel that they won't like anything that the president does. No president is perfect. And on either side, you have good and you have bad. I'm not here for, wait. I didn't interrupt you because I was in the chat. But I didn't come here to cape for Donald Trump. I'm not caping for Donald Trump. I'm not MAGA. But what I am saying is I do believe in putting America first, protecting our borders. And if you're putting drugs and trafficking drugs into what you need to do to make it stop. And I'm sure it's more to it than that. But here we are today. We have Maduro. What's going to happen next? Time will tell. But I think Donald Trump made a very bold move, and it's a power move.
What does going and capturing the president of another country have to do with stopping drugs?
Bro, just leave America.
What part of this is America first? What part of this is America first?
What part of it isn't?
What part of it is? What do you mean? What part of it? We have nothing to do with Venezuela.
You want us to look weak as you want Americans to look weak or no?
Look weak. We look weak right now. We can't. We're going to occupy a country. This has already failed. We've already done the occupation thing, and it failed miserably.
This just show people don't fuck with America. That's how I feel about it.
I live in America. How I don't mess with America?
No, I'm saying this was the message. That what he did. This is what I'm saying. Like, this is
what message? What is the message? You think people around the world respect us? They're protesting us. They're protesting us right now because of this. What do you mean?
Who protesting us?
All around the world. You haven't seen this?
Venezuela, from what I've seen, the Venezuelans in Venezuela are not protesting America.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. They are protesting all around the world because that was some bullshit. We went in there. We didn't have any allies. We just went into.
So go to Venezuela then.
I got a question.
I know to tell you.
Oh, go ahead, Mr. Shaw.
I got a question for Misunderstood.
Listening.
I'm gonna let y'all talk first.
No, I'm listening. What's your question?
I think a big problem is maybe I'm a little bit older than a lot of y'all, and y'all don't know what's happened in the past. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't understand what's going on right now because y'all only have a certain perspective of it. You know what I'm saying? But I guarantee you, this has all been done before. All this has been done before. We failed at it miserably, and we're about to do it again.
That's all I was trying to say.
I'm not sure what the question is.
Yeah, Mr. Shaw, what was? What did you want to say?
First of all, like I had 2 points. Like first off, y'all saying that like what Obama did in Libya, what Gaddafi is, and equating this to what Trump did in Venezuela is. That's too different.
Okay, your audio keep going in and out. So, but I heard you saying it was 2 different things.
Oh, my audio keeps going in and out?
Yeah. So we hearing some of it, then it just goes out.
You can hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Now we can't.
Y'all, I'm gonna let him talk.
Okay. All right, MU. So what you were saying?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what his question is, but I think that so the reason why I brought up Obama was brought up, and so my only point to that was that he's also used his executive power, and no one complained about it because it was a Democrat and it was Obama. But when Donald Trump does it, then it's, oh, what about this? And that's not constitutional. Well, the Constitution does allow it, so that's why I brought it up.
Oh, okay. No, I was just saying. Okay, I gotta know. Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, we get you.
No, I was just saying, like, okay, compare what Obama did in Libya with what Trump's doing now in Venezuela. It's two completely different things. You're talking about in Libya. You're talking about a situation in which Gaddafi was.
Let me go on mute.
Gaddafi was connected to a pan-Islamic organization with all the other countries of Egypt, Iraq, and all those different countries. He's connected to this pan-Islamic organization, and they're also tying him to Al Qaeda. And there was actually like a massacre, and it was actually a legitimate issue of national security, where the Senate actually was advocating for UN intervention. And Obama, I mean, they argued against Obama going into Libya, but it's not that they didn't want intervention of some sort. So it wasn't like he was completely going against Congress. I mean, they voted. It's not like he was completely going against the idea of intervention into that country, because it was more of an issue of national security, because they're saying he lost control of the country, and basically it resulted in a massacre because there was a radicalized Islamic terrorist group, Al Qaeda. Now there's no terrorist group in Venezuela. There's no terrorist group in Venezuela. The drugs coming into Venezuela it's not the U.S. military's job to stop the drugs coming in from Venezuela to the U.S. It's the DEA's job. That our taxpayers' dollars are already going to the DEA. Why does Trump need to come in and occupy Venezuela? That is a complete. He's putting all this money into the military, and he's not looking out for the American people. I mean, there's no way around it. I just don't see how you could compare those issues. It's a whole different time, a whole different era. America's not facing any immediate threat and danger. I mean, to say he's putting America first, to say it's a boss move, to say he's stopping drugs from coming into drugs are going to come into the country. Like I said in the chat, you got to talk about fentanyl. I had to put the weed down. I had to put the weed down because it's all in the weed here. I mean, Trump's not stopping anything from coming in. That's just that's just a front for the oil. I mean, come on, man. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, you're right. He's admitted to as much. I mean, he's telling two lies at the same time. He's admitting to both. You know what I'm saying? But it's okay as long as it's Trump that does it.
Right. I mean, it's going to be okay either way, because it just depends on what side that the people that choose that Trump side, they're going to think it's okay. If it was the blue side, they would be saying the same. That's all I'm trying to say. It's the same bullshit all across the board. It don't matter what side is on or who's doing it.
I don't care who does what. Going into another country and kidnapping their leader is wrong. I don't care who does it. This has nothing to do with anything. It's just, see, you make the equivocation between what Democrats and Republicans. This is not a Democrat and Republican thing. You know what I'm saying? Trump is going outside the norms of both sides.
Bro, we're in an aggressive version of we are now on the aggressive side of politics. They got to turn the movie up. The other movie before Trump, it was too boring. People was about to check out. This ain't a movie, bro. This ain't a movie, bro. Relax, bro. Relax. What I'm saying is
relax.
Okay, relax. Say that kind of loud. Relax. What I'm saying is
relax, bro. It's 10 o'clock in the morning.
Okay. Go ahead. Get the last word, brother. Go ahead.
You were speaking. Go ahead. I'm telling you. You say I'm telling me to relax. I'm telling you I'm chilling. Finish up what you were saying.
You good?
For 1,000 times.
Go ahead. Do it 1,001. Go ahead. Get 1,001. Get your one in there, big bro. Go ahead. Get it out.
I don't need 1,001, bro. You got the floor. You been having the floor.
I done lost my. You just kept going. I done lost the whole point, bro.
No, you kept going. I just told you I was fine.
Oh man, y'all crazy.
Yeah, man. But yeah, like I say, it's just when I look at this and I just look at people, right? And I just look at just like kind of example like how the brother is. I just look at this and I just look at the general public, and you know, this is a show that they're never gonna stop buying into. You know, they're gonna constantly be attached to this thing, just how brothers and sisters are attached to football teams and whatever. You know, and I ain't saying this, I'm not saying that anything wrong with it. I'm not saying anybody that does it is unintelligent or not tough. I'm not saying any of that. But what I'm saying is that people emotionally attach themselves to these things that they don't control. You know what I mean? And until that stops, I mean, you know, you're going to keep the same scenario is going to keep happening. And it's never going to stop because you're going to continue. I'm not even going to go too deep into it, but it's never going to stop. People have already bought into it. You know what I mean? And they're just gone, man. Ain't no helping them.
It's never going to stop if we don't acknowledge what the problem is. Listen. Before you was born, somebody acknowledged the problem. Hold on. I'll let you speak. Now, if we keep acting like that we can't change anything, that we don't affect anything, that all this is above our head, of course it's going to happen. And you keep spreading that message.
I'm not spreading anything. You are. You're telling it to the people. Do not believe me.
The problem is that people think this shit is a game.
Do not follow
people think the problem is people think this shit is a game.
Decision. Do not follow me.
Of course.
Do not.
Of course. But this shit is not a game, bro.
I have no agenda.
It's been a game.
Do what you want to do.
All this shit been a game. What you talking about?
No, it's not a game. It's not a game. Obviously.
It's been a game.
It's not a game.
Got black brothers and sisters that been talking about this.
It's not a game. Are you winning this game? Are you winning this game?
Been talking about this game. That you have black brothers and sisters that's been talking about this since VH1 tapes. It's still going on. What type of awareness y'all think y'all gonna bring?
What kind of awareness? What do you mean? That's all we have is awareness. That's what we have to bring.
We have solutions. Y'all don't participate in them.
Yeah, my thing is this. Why do you think it's a game?
See what's funny?
You talking to Pink.
You said, why do I think it's a game? I feel like they all been playing a game. All this shit is a game. This presidency and all this crazy stuff, this is all a game.
I mean, do you not? But you realize that we're living the results of what you are calling a game. So this is affecting all of us in real time. You know,
the fact is,
property taxes are going up.
Yeah, property taxes are definitely going up. Insurance is high too.
Going up. Yes. The jobs are education.
Healthcare keeps going up.
Did you know that like all these government jobs now? My sister, she worked for the VA. She's a nurse working for the VA. All these government jobs like that, the VA, DMV, they're making people fill out forms. Trump administration is making people fill out forms to detailing your job description. You know, and you have to, and they have like deadlines and submit these forms or else you get fired. What president has ever done that? I mean, that's
Hey, he getting ready to make space. But I'm gonna say one thing to the brother point. You know that we're gonna get more autonomous, and they're gonna be bringing in a lot more of this AI stuff too. So that's why I said what I said too, guys and girls. What I keep saying is that these things are also, unfortunately, yes, people are losing their lives. Unfortunately, yes, but these things are agenda based. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. So of course, all these things are going on right now. You know, we're getting more into autonomy. We're going to be getting more AI driven, more autonomous driven, and a lot of these jobs, they're not going to be there anymore. You know, and you remember, politics has to have the storyline for you. They can't just show you pigs flying. Politics got to come tell you, hey man, I don't know, man. They're saying some pigs are growing wings in Arizona. We got to figure that out. We'll get back to you guys. You know, politics got to make it a storyline. They got to make it a process for you. They can't just show you anything. So this is how I look at it. Once again, this is how I look at it. But this is what it looks like to me. It's just all agenda based, and they just making room, making space. You know what I mean? Putting these things in your mind, normalizing it. That, so when everything gets more autonomous and people start, they're gonna have excuses for them losing their jobs or whatever, whatnot. This is just the direction that we're headed.
So misunderstood. I got another question for you.
I don't even get. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be quiet. Go ahead.
So what do you think about Trump? Basically, I think I haven't been crazy up on it like that, but I think he voted to negate one of the a clause in the civil rights in the civil rights bill that says that that allows the workers to sue their employers for termination based on discrimination.
Is that what he did, or you think that?
I know that he's fighting to remove that clause from the civil rights bill. Do you endorse that? But
you're asking me something based on what you're assuming that he's doing, and you're not sure if he's going to do that. Anything that goes against,
this is something he endorses.
Anything that goes against civil rights or the rights of our people, I'm not going to. I know I'm not for that.
Well,
with that being said, like I said before, there's things I like about Donald Trump and there's things that I don't like about Donald Trump. And I feel that way with any president. I'm obviously not going to vote against our best interests. So no, I wouldn't support that.
Okay. My point is, the Department of Justice has already given him immunity. They've already voted to give him immunity.
I feel that I might need to talk that question because if he hasn't actually done it and if these things haven't happened, I feel that there's a lot of fear mongering when it comes to Donald Trump. I had people tell me about him cutting Medicaid benefits and SNAP and all those things, which, SNAP, I say, cut away, have like stipulations to it. But we were talking about something else with hiring and things like that. I feel that there's a lot of fear mongering. So we're not really sure what he said or what's going to happen. I'd rather just wait and see what's going to happen.
But what I'm saying is, I'm sure you don't want to live in a reality where he can just snap his fingers and these things can happen. Because that's essentially
what a dictatorship, and I'm not for a dictatorship. There is a process in the way that things have to happen. So no, but Donald Trump can't just snap his fingers and things will happen. If he could, then he wouldn't have the pushback with ICE over and how he's had it in these places where the state wouldn't allow the troops in. So obviously he can't just snap his fingers and do certain things. There's a process. There's a process with finances. There's a process with a lot of things. Yes, Donald Trump used. I was so mad right here. I started stuttering because I wanted to curse him out for asking me the same damn question. But because I wasn't at home, I had to be polite, I couldn't be, I had to be polite. But he asked me that damn question 3 times, 3 different ways. I was irritated. This is executive power like every other president has. But you still have to go through Congress for a lot of things, and he can't just snap his fingers and take all of our rights away.
Yeah, I know he can't just snap his fingers. What I'm saying is they're giving him the Department of Justice they gave him the ability to they gave him immunity on presidential acts. So if the Department of Justice deems any act that he any executive order that he votes in, if they deem it a presidential act and they approve it,
but they haven't though. But they haven't.
What I'm saying is
it hasn't been done.
And also he does have.
I'm not understanding though. You're asking me something that hasn't been done. Saying
what I'm saying is he also has. Keep in mind the Department of Justice. The Republicans outnumber the Democrats 6-3. So there is a very high chance that if they deem something he votes into order as a presidential act, it can go through.
I honestly should have stopped the question when he kept referring to Donald Trump as a president-elect. I don't think he understands what elect means, but I'm not trying to be rude. No, he was nice though, but I was just kind of frustrated with the line of questioning. Maybe he was nervous. Okay, he's not the president-elect anymore. Let me you asked me about his order with the Department of Justice, right?
I'm saying, is that something that you support? Is that something that you endorse? Is that something that you that you identify with?
What I do identify with is the most qualified person getting the job. I live in a state that's a no cause firing state, so you can get fired for any reason out here in California. So be the best at your craft.
But do you think that any president should have that kind of power, where the Department of Justice deems something that deems one of his executive orders a presidential act, then they can just then they'll just let it go through without any checks and balances, because that's essentially what's happening.
It's happened where? Where has this happened?
Did you read the immunity clause? If they deem an executive order that he puts through, if they deem it a presidential act, then basically they'll let it go through. If they approve it, they'll let it go through. And like I said, the Republicans outnumber the Democrats in the Department of Justice 6-3. So what I'm asking is, do you think that's basically constitutional? Do you think that that's a violation of the rights of the American people?
You said that there is a vote. Therefore, there's a process. So I'm going to stand by the process. And if majority of the people agrees, then that was the process and they decided to go with it. So that is the check and balance system. If people are allowed to vote, yes, Republicans have control right now, but it wasn't always that way. Democrats did, and I didn't see anything improve under their control. So,
okay.
He said, okay. So, right now, do you see food costs going down? Property taxes are going up. Jobs are becoming scarce. People are afraid they're losing more jobs to AI technology. Schools are overcrowded and they're closing schools. Medical facilities are shutting down for different reasons, whatever you might want to call it. healthcare insurance is going up, especially parents who have children. You're a parent with children, so how's the healthcare been working with you? Misunderstood.
Well, healthcare has been fine. I pay for my healthcare. It's expensive, but that's what it is. I have a child. We do just fine. I don't get any assistance for anything to take care of my child. I feel that if you have a child, you got to be able to afford the child. All right. So, and it's your responsibility to make sure that your child is insured. I mean, there's programs like Medi-Cal, things like that. Well, I live in California, so we call it Medi-Cal, and that will help out. I just don't agree that a mom should be on these things forever. So it's expensive, but Obamacare was not affordable for a lot of Americans. It's very flawed, and that was not the way. The premiums were very high, and it wasn't affordable for every American. And I darn sure couldn't use Obamacare. So,
Mary, what level of blind loyalty is scary? That's why I did a regular stream. If you guys have a problem with it, you can let me know. Okay.
I feel that nothing is perfect, but that's why I say America first. When Donald Trump, when they were talking about giving trillions of dollars to illegal immigrants for healthcare, and Americans didn't even have healthcare, I had a problem with that. Because if we're gonna put money into anything, then make it lower for the average American to have affordable healthcare and something better than Obamacare.
So what is
one thing, brother? I'm sorry.
Okay, cool.
The Obamacare was $15. Just misunderstood.
Not for everybody. That's not. No, it was not for everybody.
Well, I'm just telling you right now. Down here in Florida, it was just a regular. It was a generic program, which was pretty good actually. Because it wasn't even that bad. Hold on, misunderstood. Hold on. I know. Listen, you chosen your side. You good. Stay over there. All I'm saying is this. Once the Obamacare went out, now it's $105. Now that this stuff kicked in, whatever Trump got going on. And it's the same package deal. Ain't nothing changed. Yeah. It ain't go to silver to platinum. Misunderstood, it's still silver, but they charging $105.
This is what I was talking about. That's why I asked how was the rates, because it's going up.
And the name of the company is called AM Better. AM Better. Okay? AM Better.
I was trying to tell people, everybody's health care is going up. All of these things are going up, but where's the shit?
You guys cannot blame Donald Trump for the price of healthcare. Not at all. That started way back in the Biden administration, and you can't blame Donald Trump for everything that happens in this damn country when he's only been in office it hasn't even been a year yet. But I'll shut up because this is long.
Didn't the tariffs be bringing this stuff down?
He hasn't even been in office for a year yet, and everybody wants like everything right away. I live in California. Obamacare is not the same for everybody. So one person can pay $15, but that's not the same for every other person. And I know that from personal experience and working in the medical field, it's not the same. You don't get the health plans are very limited to where you can go, and a lot of doctors won't even take it. So it's very limited. It just is. It's cheaper for me to go to a clinic and pay $72 for an office visit versus to use Obamacare with these super high premiums.
And the premiums was low too, Mama. That's why I get the $15 from. Just, like I said, I'm not saying
for the average person, you get it, but it's not that way for everybody.
I mean, but understand, it's the same thing works for you. What you're talking about is not that way for everybody.
And I think you kind of got it. Because I never said my political affiliation. I never said, but
I'm just telling you that, you're saying that, whatever you're saying. I'm not talking about your political whatever, but I'm just saying whatever. That's not for everybody. Also, I'm just giving you some real stuff. I'm just giving you from fresh out the horse's mouth, and I gave you the name of the company. You just kind of being generic a little bit with it.
I'm not being generic with it.
I just get out a receipt.
Okay. I'm not being generic with it. But I am telling you that there's a lot of controversy. Google, you can research it. I'm sorry. Obamacare is not affordable, but it is for a select few. And I think that if it's going to be for a select few, it should be affordable for every American to use it, but it's not. So I have to pay $1,000 just to have, a month just to, and I'm just talking about like a basic, just to have a plan, just to even have
insurance. From like $100 to about $300, something like that.
Okay, I'm talking about think I would want to use Obamacare, but I can't. So therefore, it is not for me to use Obamacare. It's a lot more than what I'm going to pay for private insurance. Now, I do prefer to go wherever I want to go, so I get that. I'm going to pay the cost for that. But taking myself, since it's not about you and it's not about me, but about Americans as a whole, what's happening in our country, I think that healthcare should be affordable for all Americans, right? But we have an immigration problem. And a lot of our budget goes there.
Now,
right, I agree.
Yeah, like she said, she agreed. I agree with that. A lot of it is going there, and she says it's his first year, but something should be going down.
That's the thing. That's the thing
because we're people homeowner insurance is going up. It's going to cause a housing crisis within the next 2 years. People don't even understand how severe it really is getting for people with houses. A lot of them are moving, they're downsizing because they can't afford to pay the property taxes. The property taxes is killing them.
Right, it is too.
Yeah, and it's getting through the roof, and it's statewide. So every state is having this problem. And then a lot of people who have small businesses, they are closing because they can't afford to keep paying these taxes and they're not making enough. So this is the reality where everybody says this is a game. I'm like, well, I'm going to tell you, this game is not something that people want to play.
And just to add on to that.
What's the solution?
And just to add on to that too, you guys keep saying this is first year. But like I said, if he passes an executive order that says that we don't need an election and the Department of Justice deems it a presidential act and lets it go through, then it's not going to be his only 4 years. We're going to live in a whole different America. That
won't happen. The chances of that happening is 1,000,000 to 1. That would not happen. No, they won't. It would have to be, you can't just go in there and make an executive order. There still has to go through a procedure where they have to vote on that. The president just can't say, that's why they have these courts to put in there for an emergency power. Like, the president has no right. You can actually deny a presidential order. And this is why the black guy who resigned, he the one gave the order saying, if I feel this is an unlawful order, I don't have to follow it just because the president gives it to me. That's by military code. The military can say no if it's unlawful.
It won't.
Yeah,
But
but yes, that is the law. The military does not have to follow an unlawful order, even if it's given by the commander in chief. If it's unlawful, then they don't have to follow it. So he cannot go and do an executive order without going through the whole system of a court, everything. So if he wants to file an executive order, he could file it, but it still has to go through approvals.
But then that's the thing. We don't know.
Have to have a reason for that. It would have to be the country is in a dire situation that it's ever been. And at this time, we're so crippled, we can't have an election. That's not going to happen.
That's true, but then we don't we don't know what a president. I mean, if a president, the words presidential act, do those words take precedence over in executive order?
No, Bella, I haven't spoken on that. I'll probably run a vertical first and then speak on it, just so I can watch the video with you guys. But that is a great topic, and no, I have not spoken on that, and I don't yet have an opinion on it.
Well, you have the executive order doesn't. It has to be voted on.
Yeah, I know it has to be. I know it has to be voted on, but then
but the executive order, like let's say the president wanted to stay in office more, they would still have to be an election. Like say if he wanted to run for a third term, he would have to change the Constitution. So that ain't gonna happen. Right. So it would have to be a change in the Constitution itself.
Yeah.
But I think they're threatening with I think the Department of Justice is they have an argument. I'm not saying it'll go through. I'm not saying that it's a legitimate argument. I'm just saying it's very dangerous.
JD Vance run before you see Trump run again. That won't happen. Like if maybe Trump will be vice president. You could see that happening, but it wouldn't be this. Because it wouldn't be like that. Because they would never get it passed. They wouldn't have a reason enough to do a executive order to keep the president the same.
Unless he makes an excuse like this. Unless he makes an excuse like this war.
No, it's just the fact that
we've changed presidents during wars. It doesn't. That doesn't matter. It would have to be an emergency situation where, like, it's something very dire in the country, and we feel that there's no government. The government shut down. We have problems, and they saying we can't. The government is shut down. We have nothing going on.
This dude will find a reason.
But see, y'all not hearing what the brother man's been saying. No, brother man been saying he's already got immunity to do what he whatever he feels is a presidential act. He has immunity to do it.
He doesn't.
Yes, he does. The Supreme Court has already decided that.
No. He doesn't.
Yes, this was decided a whole year. This is why he never faced criminal charges for any of his crimes.
No, that the Supreme Court said that he does not have to go through what they say is the federal cases. He still can't because he has no power with the state, so he cannot go ahead and acquit himself from state charges. That's
no, not from state, but from federal charges.
Ruling that you guys are talking about, because let me read it verbatim because that was something that had came up before when I was talking to someone. So let me just read it to you. Okay. So in a landmark July 24th ruling, Trump versus United States, the Supreme Court decided that a former president has a form of presidential immunity. It is not absolute, and it depends on whether the actions were official or unofficial. So that is not absolute immunity. It still has to be within the Constitution, and he cannot commit egregious crimes. Okay.
Thank you for making that clear. That's exactly what I said.
No, that it's not clear. That's the whole thing. It's all has to do with what he considers executive actions. That is what the question always is.
He still has to answer to the Supreme Court. It doesn't work that way.
He has to answer to the Supreme Court, but what?
Go ahead, bro. Because you're going to say the same thing I'm about to say. Yeah, the Supreme Court is already in his favor. The Supreme Court is already in his favor. You know what I'm saying?
They gone. Trump is like Lex Luthor out here, man. You can't tell these boys nothing.
The Supreme Court is not going to approve the changes.
How do you know?
But they've already made crazy decisions. They've already made crazy decisions.
Trump got a robot that can beat.
Is not going to change.
We got very Thomas in this.
Listen, they've already made crazy decisions for him.
We got.
Trump got the robot suit that can defeat Superman 200, bro. Trump got the kryptonite too, right?
It just scares me, man.
Boy, listen, man. That Twitter and Reddit done fried y'all minds, man. All that Twitter and Reddit, you got to get off that for a minute, bro. Like, take a break from that, man. I promise you.
My dad's a lawyer. My dad's a lawyer. Dog, my dad's a lawyer. He says.
Oh my God, I know. Can't tell you nothing.
Your dad's a lawyer. Like,
Go ahead, bro.
I'm telling you, bro. This shit is scary.
I mean,
I get it.
It's not scary. It's not scary, but this is the reality of it. You know what I'm saying? They've already allowed him to go so far. You know what I'm saying? There are no guard. He has no guardrails. None. There's nobody it's a whole monolith. You know what I'm saying? These people move in lockstep. This plan has already been put in place. If you ever read Project 2025, it tells you the whole plan already, and they've already enacted everything that they said they were going to do in it already.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying? This is not just Trump.
Listen, Project 2025. Where is that at? Where they got that at? Is that on YouTube?
Why are you mad?
Bro, you can look up Project 2025 anywhere, bro.
Okay, right. So they got the whole plan on YouTube, right?
Yes, literally,
Okay.
literally. But see, you won't go read it. You just sit here and try and equivocate the shit because you think it's a game already. You think it's a game already.
Listen, I repeat, everybody who's watching in the comments, don't listen to 305 Black. Do what you want to do. I have no agenda. I'm not selling any shirts. Do not subscribe to me. I don't want to know you.
Okay.
Go ahead, brother. I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro.
I mean, I said what I said. I just said you're not gonna read Project 2025. You just gonna blow it off because you think everything's a game anyways.
No. I'm gonna check it out. Check it out.
All right.
Let me ask a question. Yeah, go ahead.
And the poll said, "Are you okay with the U.S. invasion of Venezuela?" 21% saying yes, 79% saying no. Right now, the
I really don't understand, you guys. Like, what do you guys think about Trump invading Venezuela and taking a president? And I held my tongue a lot in this live stream because I wasn't at home.
This is still going in, but right now that's where we at in the chat with the poll.
Okay, so it's 21% with me. Okay.
Cino, Cino, are you gonna get into like where you think we should be moving our finances? Now that all this is going on with Venezuela, we're gonna be getting into that.
Towards the end of the month, I'm gonna open back up the hedge fund. I'm gonna let people get back in there towards the end of the month. So when we get to when the first month is over, that's gonna open back up again. So people have opportunity to get in there, and they'll be able to put their money into this fund, and you can go to private equity, everything. This is BlackRock, Databricks, everything. So it's already set. So just end of this month, about the 31st.
Get the Patreon, man. Get the Patreon, man.
Oh yeah. So.
Okay, let me come back to you guys.
Okay with this?
Oh, wait a minute. What did I do? What happened to my video? God, I have not done a horizontal stream in so long that I forgot how to do it. My God. Where am I? Do y'all see me? Wait a second. Where's my head? It's okay, Ferrania. I don't know what the hell I did right now. Hold on. I did. Where is it? Can y'all see me? I don't know. I don't know what the hell I was doing. So let me try to refresh my screen. Oh, there I go. That was a lot. I don't know what I did, you guys. How I lost my video. Feronia. You guys, when I be going to these spaces. Claude, why didn't you say that? Why didn't you say that? Let me drop the link for you guys. You guys subscribe to his channel, Karceno or Onecrak News, spelled CRAK. It was cool over there. It was pretty cool. I just have to, when I go other places outside of my home. Hey, check my other comments, Melissa. I saw you. I saw your comments. When I go to other places outside of my home, though, I really have to sit back and so you guys don't have to come up. I'm just chilling tonight.
I have to like really, really hold my tongue a lot because I know that some people see my views as controversial, but it's really not controversial. Like that one guy that was asking all those questions, I felt a certain kind of way about it, but I'm gonna be polite. And the reason I hit the panel is because I was getting beat up in the chat. And I'm not about to be typing all that stuff up in somebody's chat, so that's just what it is. Melissa, no, I watched that episode. I watched it. But I just wanted to come and hang out with you guys a little bit. There was a lot to that stream. It went on. And I'll be back over there. But I don't know, you guys. You got this, misunderstood. You are very patient. I don't. Thank you, Feronia. Hey, Kara. Thank you. Let me see if there was any more to that. I don't know. I think I need to come over here more often because I'm forgetting how to stream on a regular live stream, and that's not good. But on a serious note, besides that one guy, well, actually, all of them at the end of it, I think we had a well-rounded conversation. And I don't know. I'll leave it like that. Let me see if I can find where I left off. I want to see how it ended.
It's invasion.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you're okay. Who said, why anyone okay with this invasion?
Why anyone okay with the invasion? Because I'm all for if you commit this is not anything new. The Americans' relationship with Venezuela has been deteriorating since Chavez in 1999. So Hugo Chavez. So it's not new. Donald Trump is citing humanitarian reasons and that they have violated our drug trafficking laws. And like I said before, we can't go to those countries. Look at what happened with that, who is it, Brittany Griner, whatever her name was. And he had that other basketball player that's facing death. I don't know what happened to that for some gummies. So we can't bring any type of small amount of drugs.
That was in Russia. That didn't have nothing to do with Venezuela.
It doesn't. But my point was, it doesn't. But my point that I was making is we can't go to these other countries and commit these kind of crimes. You want to bring drugs into our country, which brings death to our people. And Donald Trump had to do what Donald Trump had to do.
Okay.
Oh my God.
So you brought up Brittany Griner when she got caught with the vape pen thing. She had the drugs in there and they incarcerated her in Russia. Okay. Did they arrest Donald Trump and put him in jail and come into the country and start taking stuff from the United States?
No, because we don't traffic drugs to these other countries. Like that's what happens. That's something that happened. But I'm talking about trafficking large amounts. I'm not talking about like an individual that's bringing drugs. That's not the same thing, especially for their own purposes. I'm talking about giving it to the American people. So what do? You stop the drugs from coming over. And if Venezuela isn't going to do anything about it, then Donald Trump decided, hey. But again, like I said, this has been going on for a while, and it's not new. Our relationship with Venezuela has been deteriorating for a while.
Young lady, what
understand though with the drugs that what you just brought up is that here's the thing about the drugs. The fentanyl that they have is very small and does not come through the United States. So it's not fentanyl. The cocaine and the drugs that they peddle the majority of their drugs go through the UK. Does not come to funnel to the United States. So what drugs are they talking about? Wow. So it's so small, it does not even equate an invasion of a country and an arrest of a president. So, and then what does that have to do with you seizing the oil, the minerals, and the energy of that country? Why you have to take control over that? That seems very obsessive for some country that barely is a third world country. They can't fight you. And then the only way they can fight you is in your own country. people who don't like it can go ahead and do terrorist acts on U.S. soil. Then what? So the risk isn't worth the rewards. The gains you're going to get off this, will it be enough to turn the tides? No. It didn't work when you invaded Iraq. It didn't turn no tides here in the United States. It created more problems. We have to go over there, put infrastructure in, put people in there, training people. We're spending money that we're taking from them and stealing from them. It's horrible. I don't even understand how people can say this is legal or cool or it's a boss move. It's not a boss move. It's a bully move. I'm like, you got all the money and the power and said, well, they got it over there. I'm going to just take it from them. And then they said, well, what's the solution? The solution is stop ruining the country. That's one of the things you need to stop doing. Because all of the problems that came here came from rich people. Rich people don't want to pay taxes. That's the problem.
That is the problem.
Taxes, and now you want poor people to keep paying more taxes.
Poor people do not pay more taxes than the wealthy, but I'll go on mute.
Huh? Yeah, rich people need to pay their taxes. They avoid paying their taxes. Wall Street, all of these people that have bankrupt banks, all of these people have bankrupt this country. They affect that wealthy 1% in that area. They're the ones who've done damage to this country, not poor people.
And Sino, you why do you think they're breaking down the IRS, the Department of the IRS? You know what I'm saying? They're going after people because they were actually going after rich people for their taxes. These people don't want to pay taxes. They don't see the.
I kind of think they're going along with him because it's his chat. Kinda. I don't know. I can't speak on that.
Here's the thing. Like you say, see the 1%, they make their money off the public. These corporations, they make their money. And then on top of that, the government subsidies them already. so they make money off the public, they're subsidized from the government, and then they don't, on top of that, they don't want to contribute to the well-being of society like everybody else does. That's not fair, bro. What part of that is fair?
I don't consider that. I mean, the tax breaks come. Yeah, we're talking about companies like like the very wealthy, like Elon Musk and all those things. I get it, but those that make like in a high 6 to 7 figures are paying a lot of taxes between state and federal taxes. They pay more than their share.
Yeah, but they make their money. How do you think that nobody makes money off of thin? Nobody makes money out of thin air.
Then you should earn a higher wage. Not everybody's gonna make the income of a CEO or a doctor or a lawyer. That's not. So they should make more. If they choose to go to school for longer and invest, I'm not against the wealthy people in a higher social economic tax bracket. I'm not against them. So, but I do feel.
Of course she's not.
I'm sorry.
I said, of course you're not.
Why would you choose to go to school longer?
That's not the look. Listen, anybody that
isn't that what you're going to do? Go to school or a higher education?
No. Go. Okay. I get it.
If they don't pay their fair share in taxes, it's completely wrong because I know that they do pay their fair share in taxes. I'm not talking about I'm sorry.
No. I got you misunderstood. Have y'all ever played Grand Theft Auto?
Yeah, I have.
And you know when you play Grand Theft Auto, right? You know when they have the different custom clothes you can wear, and they have the skater clothes, the you know what I mean, the scammer clothes. If you notice, all the people that agree with Trump, it's like a certain type of archetype of people. Like they all. That's why I said she has to say these things. They all say the same. And listen,
honestly, I think this was the dumbest analogy. Respect to the guy talking to me, respect to the brother. But what the hell did Grand Theft Auto have to do with anything?
Hold on.
It's for real. No, it's mega box. It's ridiculous.
I got you, mama. I got you.
Oh my God. That is the greatest thing I done heard.
MU, I got you, baby.
You gotta say the same thing.
Listen, I got you. And then you got Shorty right here in the pink. She talking about it's a boss move. You always got that sister talking about it's a boss move. She don't even know. She can't break down nothing. It's a boss move. That's why he doing it. Like, it's tens of millions of y'all. This is why I'm trying to tell these brothers, you're not gonna be able to compete with this. It's tens of millions of these people, bro. And they're gonna vote.
Let me read this cash app. Thank you for the super sticker, and I thank you guys for the cash apps that I got. Thank you, boo. I wonder if the rich think the poor. Wait, Chris Reed says, I wonder if the rich think the poor people for making them rich. Oh, you mean think? Sorry. I wonder if the rich thank the poor people for making them rich because the poor people, rich people. Oh, because without poor people, rich people wouldn't be rich. I don't know if I agree with that, Chris Reed. Respectfully, I don't know if I agree with your comment. Rich people are wealthy not because of poor people, because they either came from a good family or they made good decisions. Poor people decide to spend their money. I'll talk about that after this.
At some point, there has to be some sort of, like I said, it has to be awareness. You know what I'm saying? People, I mean, I guarantee you, if people just took a basic civics course and understood the basic functions of how our government operates, we wouldn't be having none of these discussions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But people don't understand functionally how the government operates. And so they talk in ignorance, and then they receive information and they don't even realize it's propaganda. They don't even realize it because they don't understand fundamentally how our government works.
What's the difference between a propaganda
can you put Jack comment back up?
Propaganda and what you say?
What's the difference between it being a propaganda and it being a game? What's the difference between those two?
Propaganda is just misinformation. A game is a game. You know what I'm saying? But propaganda is no, it's not.
Yes,
no.
It is.
How is propaganda the same as being a game? You could play a game. Propaganda
is saying because it's all misinformation. Like you were just saying one thing, right? But then misunderstood just told you were just clearly convinced that Trump has all the power. Based on
I never said that. I never said he had all the power. I said he's been given presidential immunity for his presidential acts. You know what I'm saying? That's what I said. That's what it happened.
And the sister also read something that stated that that he had to go through a process in order to, she basically just clarified that he had to go
my rebuttal was that they've already granted him so many, when it comes down to the Supreme Court, they've already paved the way for him to do whatever he wants to.
Based on your opinion, right? That's how you feel.
No, not based on my opinion, based on what they've already done.
You guys realize the Supreme Court.
You gotta go through the courts.
The Supreme Court, he owns the Supreme Court policy, though. The Supreme Court dictates policy. The Supreme Court decides these cases, and these cases are. And the cases are what basically the outcome of these cases is what dictates policy and law in the country.
Yeah, it's going to be the law. Yeah. And he owns the Supreme Court.
He does not own the Supreme Court.
Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
There is a 6-3. There is a 6-3 majority in favor of the Republicans on the Supreme Court. They've already kowtowed to him. Certain acts already. He's already challenging the 14th Amendment of the Constitution.
He has the right to.
He's already.
And a lot of the Supreme Court has denied him on. So what part does he own?
What? Excuse me. What have they fought back on him? Now, recently they just announced that he can't put the troops in the National Guard in these different cities. Right? They just did that, right? But how long did it take them to do that? You know what I'm saying?
He said he didn't win that, so therefore he couldn't have owned it. He would have just been able to do it.
He's not going to win that in Illinois. I told y'all that.
You completely contradicted yourself with your own statement. You just proved my point.
Yeah, I totally agree with that whole statement. He has to go through the courts. It's not gonna. He can't just up and do it. They're not gonna say, "Oh,
I didn't say he didn't have to. What I'm saying is that they've already capitulated to him many times. You know what I'm saying? Already.
They can't." But see, that's the thing. They can say, you can say that they're gonna say like, "Oh, you can go and do what you want to do," but obviously he can't.
They gotta prove it to me.
There would be tanks in Chicago right now, and he cannot do that. He tried, but he can't. Right now, they stationed and they only doing a show driving tanks through. They have not pulled up in this.
Right. It's just a show. Just a show. They doing the same thing in Memphis.
Yeah, they at the ICE headquarters in some other town in Illinois. They not even near the city. And they definitely ain't going to no old block. They definitely ain't doing that. They're not going out there.
We'll see what they do.
Hey, it's fuck around and find out season. So we go. Everybody wants to fuck around and find out. Let's fuck around and find out.
Yeah,
that's what y'all want to do.
Listen,
that's what y'all want to do.
I mean, that's what you're gonna do anyway.
Not really.
You're gonna pay your cell phone bill. You're gonna pay your rent and your mortgage. You're gonna pay your electric bill.
Oh yeah, that shit don't stop, brother. That shit don't stop.
I mean, we gotta wiggle out here at the end of the day. Like I say, man, I'm not saying anybody's right or wrong. Listen, I agree with both sides. I agree with the brothers. You know what I mean? And I understand what the sister is saying. At the end of the day, listen, people complain about government, but I feel that people are so domesticated, they wouldn't know what to do. I'm not saying everybody. I'm sure there's going to be some people that are going to say I get it. But in my opinion, I don't think the majority, just general public people would know what to do without the government being there. You know what I mean? I just don't think they would kind of know what to do. Now, I believe that people are
I gotta get some food, y'all. It was nice talking to you.
All right, brother.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying good night. Go ahead. You was cooking. Go ahead.
Oh yeah. I was just saying that. So the people are resilient, man. People are resilient. I just think that I'm gonna reach a little bit. I just feel like big government is getting away from people. You see what I'm saying? They're kind of like, man, they kind of trying to back off. Let's say they was dealing with people at 80%. I think they're probably gonna bring it down to about 60. You know what I mean? 70 and 60. You know what I mean? We're gonna bring it to the low 60% as far as the people element and what we have going on. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna reach with that, and that's just what I think. I think big government is just kind of moving away from people, and I just think people are just taking a back seat as far as mainstream big government is concerned, and I don't see a problem with that. You know what I mean? Because we got to get more creative. We have to be more creative. We got to be more consistent in the solution. We can't wait on somebody on CNN to say it, or some type of celebrity to say it, or somebody outside of you that you emotionally attach yourself to, some type of person or group to tell you to do it. You know what I mean? So I think this is a good thing. I think we're heading in a good direction. I know it's a lot of fear stuff going on, but that's what I expect the general public to do, because we've been made this way. Not just you, but your parents and all that. They've been made this way too. So
yeah, that's the difference that I see. I think that a lot of people are operating out of fear, and I'm not operating out of fear.
Right.
And I'm not operating out of fear. I'm just using my brain. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just when you see things. Like that's why I say I'm probably a little bit older than y'all. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen this. I've seen this happen.
Most people was not impoverished back in the days. I don't know where you're getting that from. I know my family is not a phenomenon. My family had their own land, all type of stuff on both sides. My family sold out. Nobody came and took anything from it. Okay, we sold out because of being money hungry and probably lack of maybe a little lack of education, I guess, but just being money hungry.
I didn't say nothing about that, but
no, I'm just responding to these comments because they come with
okay.
Trying to act like everybody just.
Like, bro, I ain't say nothing about that.
Are there a lot of ads? I don't even remember monetizing this. Usually, I don't monetize other people's videos. Oops, sorry about that. Usually, I don't monetize them when I'm playing it. Y'all getting ads? I don't remember.
Okay, my bad. You know what I'm saying? But nah, I'm just a little. I think I'm a little bit older, so I've seen what comes around the corner with this kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? And like, you know, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? I love my people and shit. You know what I'm saying? And I hate to see us be propagandized down this road and shit. You know what I'm saying? And I understand that people could care less about what goes on in the government. You know what I'm saying? But
maybe
the thing is,
desensitized because you talking about it was foolish to not be concerned about the economy. The economy been going to hell. Like,
but here's the thing: if you don't understand how the government works, then how are you supposed to be able to participate? You know what I'm saying? Us as a people, this is why we don't never get anything done, because we don't know how the government functions. And that goes beyond Trump, beyond whoever is in office and shit. You know what I'm saying? We can't have a seat at the table if we don't know how to play this game and shit.
Why do we want a seat at the table? Why don't we have our own?
Because it's not just us. It's not just us in this country.
Seat at a table.
It's not
your own table.
Because it's not just us in this country. You know what I'm saying? What do you mean, huh?
It is us in this country.
I said it's not just us. It's not just us in this country.
We're not even going to get into how we created.
We're not in a vacuum. We live in a society with other people, bro.
So I gotta ask you a question. So you think that if everybody just sat down and studied how the government worked, that we can make some kind of change, like significant?
Yes.
I have to say, I do like the fact that this young girl joined the conversation, even though she was a little lost. But people are laughing about her, but I liked her. I thought that she brought a lot just by saying "I don't know" and asking questions. You know, I like that.
Absolutely.
Okay. So that's your solution then?
Yes.
All right.
It's always gonna start with education, bro.
Well, I mean, your solution basically is you need to know the government. You need to know the mechanics of the government, not education. Because there's people that
that is education. That is education.
Hold on. Education is a broad statement. There's mechanics out here that know how to put transmissions in and don't know nothing. They're educated too. Don't know nothing about the government. You know what I mean? We'll take our cars to them and let them fix our transmission. So
we need all of that. We need all of those people.
You're saying that just the general public, black people, you're saying that your people, they need to understand the mechanics of the government, and that's the solution.
Yes.
Back in the 60s, 70s, right around the 80s, we start to lose that. We had to know that for our survival.
Yep.
We had to know these things. We had to know the laws. So when we got pulled over in different areas and, with racist segregation the way it was, we had to tell the police the raw laws. We had to tell them we had to know their whole law. We had to know the codes, every code that they knew. So they couldn't say, well, this, and this. Say, no, I know the law. I have the right to this, X, Y, and Z. Because if you didn't know the laws, you were in trouble. They could just make up anything and put you down and take you in. By you knowing the laws and saying it's unlawful, I didn't do this, under this statute. It was for our own protection. Around the 80s, we got away from it. We got away from knowing about policies and laws and fighting for overturning things in the community and getting, actually money allocated to our communities.
Why do we forget about it? Why?
Why? I like it.
We got distracted. They started doing different things. People stopped caring. They stopped trying to rally and saying, hey, we need this. That's why you don't have any recreational centers. Most of these hoods that you're in, because those funds that's supposed to go to that are being reallocated into other neighborhoods.
Basically for foreigners, basically for the foreigners, basically.
Yeah, and they're not getting it because one, you're not filling out your census report, so they don't count you. They send you that Census Bureau, you're supposed to fill that out. So if you don't, they'll consider it, even if you have your ID and everything else, they still consider it you not a.
Man, if you guys hit my link in y'all audio like that, I'm gonna go off with you guys. It's so distracting, but I get the gist of what he's saying.
Or you don't live in that community. So they say, well, we don't have this many number of people that filled out the census, so we don't have to send the money there. So we have to reallocate the money out of there. They come up with these reasons. People don't even know that's what disqualify you by not even filling out the census.
And you talking about on a state level, right?
Yes, it's the state.
Right. So as far as the state level,
but
it seems to me like that's more where.
Let me say this real quick. I'm gonna let you cook. Let me just say this. The consensus also affects the federal money too. It's all important. Now you can go ahead and continue what you were saying, brother.
I was gonna say this. It seems to me like the state level is where you can kind of maybe get something done, but the mainstream politics, I just feel like it's just too many tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars in between you and whoever can make that decision for you. You see what I'm saying? It's too many people and money in the way of that. So it's just gonna get, this is my opinion. So it's always gonna end up like this. It's always gonna end up a problem, an issue. Somebody got backstabbed, something happened, somebody stole something. It's always gonna end up especially when you're dealing with far as federal and the state and money. You see what I'm saying? The feds releasing a certain amount of money for each state. When you're dealing with that element, I just feel like it's always gonna kind of go back.
That's why you have to understand how the government functions. You know what I'm saying? We have elected officials that make those decisions. You are right about that.
It's actually grants that have been submitted that other people don't even know about, but they're educational grants. There's grants that have to go out that says they have to, for this community, have to put X amount of dollars over here unless X. And they come up with these reasons for this is for your recreational benefits, for education. They have to send at least 3 kids to college in this area. People don't know that these things are actually there. And they don't know it, and then next thing you know, those benefits roll over to another area, and they don't even know it exists because they don't pay attention to the policies that govern them. Like people are screaming about Trump and everything else, but they don't even concerned about the aldermen in their own neighborhood when they can't get the sidewalk. It's cracks in the sidewalk. They can't even get the alley paved. You know, they're not even paying attention to that. Dealing with their ward in the community they live in, they going all the way up to the high branch to the president of the United States of America.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like that never made any sense to me. Now I'm gonna tell you something, man. I'm 42 years old. I've never ever seen a census. I've never seen. I grew up with 2 parents in the household. I've never seen that. Never in life. I've never
filled out a census.
Yeah, I've done it. I did it in 2000 and 2010. I think I've done old enough.
Yeah, I've never filled one out. I went to Crestview Elementary. I went to Park.
Usually they'll send one to your crib. You ain't even got to wait for the people. They'll send the census to your crib. You know what I'm saying? You just got to send it back. You probably just never paid attention to it. You know what I'm saying?
2011. Yeah, maybe you just didn't pay attention, but you can get this way to get it. I mean, I think the census is important. I don't know if some people disagree, but I think it's important.
It's very important. I got another because that's your representation in the government, and that, like I said, that's a basic, fundamental a piece of knowing how the government operates. If you don't, like, your census is your representation. It's so that you can be allocated for not just not just citywide, not just statewide, but federally too.
Yeah.
All right, so I got a question, right? I'm ignorant. I don't know how things work. I got a question. So when we vote, how do we know that our votes are counted? Is there any transparency? Is there any website I can go to that I see where my name is at and my vote is logged in on some type of
You can trace your vote.
whatever they have? How do we know
I'm in Michigan. I'm in Michigan. They just started that shit with the last election. I don't know how it is in other states. You know what I'm saying? But in Michigan, you can go to the Gov site, and right now you can see whether you voted or not in any election. Shit.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, they just started that.
Plus this year, I mean, the year that, for this election, you see the light go green, you got to go through the approvals, just to get there to do the whole election vote. And when it came to president, I voted for myself. So I voted for myself to be president. So that was it. I was like, I saw Trump and Kamala Harris. I said, all right, I'm going to write my name. Because you can write your own name in. So,
you could do that for any position. Write yourself in.
Right, you can vote.
He said, how do we know that his vote counted? Like, is there a website to show that his vote?
But you can track your ballot. Like, you can track it. Like, you just go. What do you Google?
For here, you just go to the state. You go to the state website here.
I'll put where's my ballot? Like, but you can track. You can track your ballot. Like, that's what they give you, and they'll give you that information on how to do it. If you vote for person, that is. I'm not sure.
I
believe it. I'm pretty sure it's probably part of each state's gov site. So you go to your state, like Michigan.gov, Illinois.gov. At least I know. I know that's where you can go in Michigan and watch your vote. You know what I'm saying? They made that clear because all of the bullshit from 2020, they wanted to make it clear that nobody's vote was going uncounted. You know what I'm saying? So now you can go and check and see yourself. But you got,
what I'm saying? Where's my ballot? That's any state. Where's my ballot? And then you can figure out where your ballot is.
Okay. All right.
All right. So we're gonna leave it here. This was fun, man. We'll do this again. So I'm gonna let everybody say their exits. I want to thank everybody for coming up. I gotta get some type of rest before the game.
That was a lot. Let me find you guys. Wait, where are you guys? I do that every time. Okay, let me find you. That was just me saying bye, y'all. I think that. Oh, there y'all go. Yeah, that was a lot. Oh, you guys put something in my private chat? Oh, okay. Let me take a picture of it. I didn't even see you backstage. I'm sorry. I didn't see it. How did I miss that? Let me take a picture of my back chat. Wait, I can't picture it. Justin, it's so much easier for you just to email me. Oh, y'all talking about some chickens. I try to be very compassionate and very whatever when I'm listening to other people speak, because I do like to hear both sides. I felt like that was a healthy exchange. That was a well-rounded conversation. Go subscribe to his channel. Go check it out. He has a news channel besides a sports channel, and I'd be all over it. But I'm reluctant to hit links because I know that it could go really bad. Now, when it comes to Donald Trump, I don't go for any president all the way. Donald Trump happens to be the commander-in-chief. I'm not trying to throw Donald Trump down your throat, but I do like to talk about what's happening in the world. We got what's happening with Greenland, obviously Venezuela. That's what we're talking about over in Ceno's chat. I'm not against him taking Maduro. I'm not against it. They were bringing drugs and fentanyl into this country which harms American people. So, and yes, they have oil. Why wouldn't we want the oil? We need oil, but that's not the reason why he captured the president. So there's a lot of things that's going on over there. And I mean, over in the world. And I just share that with you guys. Now, for those of you that follow me for my sobriety commentary, what I'll start doing is start posting on my other channel, Sobriety Matters again. Just I have to figure it out because of my time, stuff like that. Am I gonna do that really over here? No, because you guys remember when I started doing open panels and stuff like that. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why I don't do that kind of stuff anymore. You guys can already see that I'm sober. You guys can already see I'm living that life. And anyone that says otherwise is just looking for some commentary. That's it. I don't need to give them that. But I do have another channel, Sobriety Matters, where I can take that stuff over there. And that's what we'll do. I like to learn more about politics from your streams. Oh, I got something in my eye. What in my eye? I got exhausted listening to that, y'all. That stream was like 6 in the morning. I like to learn more about politics from your streams. It's interesting. Yeah, Feronia, I appreciate that. I love your support. Thank you for being a new mod. I don't mod people, but you're awesome. I mean, I needed a few, but politics is hard, and that's why when people ask for my emails, not you, Verona, I appreciate you. When people ask for my emails and my Instagram, I wonder why they want it, because they're either gonna curse me out, go off on me, befriend me just to create some drama, and I'm just really reluctant to give out my information. But if you guys email me and send me an IG, keep it related to what we're talking about, okay? Unless you're friends of mine, and you can email and message me all day. If you're friends of mine, you have my number. You have me on Discord or something like that. But other than that, yeah, she don't mod people. No, very slow. But I had to replace some of my moderators from before for that were with me for a long time because of reasons. We just had a lot of things that was conflict of interest, so I had to get rid of them. So I needed a new mod. You better be careful, yeah. Oh, I want to subscribe to the other channel. I'll give it to you. Dr. Manhattan, yeah, I had to get rid of the ones that I had before, and that's fine. But they were tearing me up with my commentary. Are y'all good? Did I miss anything? I feel, hang on, I got something in my eye right now. I feel, Dr. Manhattan, I just needed something chill. Now later, I'm hoping to touch a little bit on what's happening in Greenland. We won't do that on the horizontal because y'all haven't noticed the reason why I run those streams over there is because I'm not trying to have too much of a discussion about it. All right, I see your comments. I'm going to show you the clip and let you guys decide for yourselves what you think about Greenland. You got the nurse strike over in New York that someone was telling me about. There's a lot that's going on, but I really like you guys to watch it for yourself, and then I kind of come behind it. Okay, all right, we're good. Manhattan, I'm trying to play it off. Now, when I have my open panels, right, which I do it sometimes, and people want to get upset about who hits my link, what happens on the panel, I'm not going to change the way my panel runs. Any of you can get up here and talk about whatever you want. I always make time for it. And that's how I started this platform in the first place. And I feel that anytime somebody get upset with it, it's because they want some commentary or they want something or some kind of drama. So the mods that I got rid of was the mods that brought me back that stuff. I don't need them. I don't care what people say outside of this community. I keep everything right here in this community. You guys have supported me. A lot of you are my day one. Not a lot of you, but some of you are my day ones, and some of you are like day 3,000. I don't care where you fall. As long as you support me, I support you back. All right? I don't need a lot of people to support me. When I started, here we go. When I started interested, Lord, Chris, you gotta make this easy. Okay. When I start being interested is when Trump talked about taking over Africa like he did Venezuela. That's when we need to be scared as Black people. Chris, I have to ask you, when did Donald Trump talk about taking over Africa? And that's that fear-mongering stuff I'm talking about. Seeing the crime stats of, am I missing something? Did Donald Trump talk? Okay, let me fact check that. Let me fact check it. That's why I did this horizontal. We can talk about it because I can't do it on my other stream. Did Donald Trump talk about Africa? Dr. Manhattan, If you ever need more information or anything about sobriety, write me. I'm a health scientist. Oh, Veronia, I would love that. And I am going to start going on my other channel. I still do sobriety on TikTok, though. Did Donald Trump talk about Africa? I don't remember Donald Trump. Why would he want Africa? Africa is wealthy in resources, but let me look it up real quick. What time is it? 1:45. I got a few minutes with you guys. I'm going to get out of here. Let me fact check that. Donald Trump didn't talk about taking over Africa. He may have criticized South Africa and stuff like that, but I don't remember Donald Trump talking about taking over Africa. You guys are blaming everything on Trump. Okay, you can't just blame everything on Donald Trump. He didn't say anything about that. All right. I think Chris was using an example. Oh, Dr. Manhattan, why didn't you say that before I fact checked it? Oh, you guys. So I'm supposed to do another debate over in the conscious community. I will share that with you guys. What I'll probably do is stream it for you guys. I appreciate y'all support when I'm over in these spaces, because even if y'all don't agree with me, it's nice to see people I know. You don't have to agree with me, but no, he didn't. I'm just bringing it up because he wants to take over Greenland. Then pretty soon it will be Africa. Greenland is, Dr. Manhattan, Greenland is important for national security. It's strategically located. And there's reasons why he would want Greenland. I can't find that same reason for Africa. Africa is not strategically located between Europe and Russia. Like, I don't understand where you made that comparison. And I'm trying to understand, Chris, but I don't agree with you. Greenland makes sense for the United States. They're self-governing people. I'm not saying, and listen, just because I'm telling you guys what's happening, it doesn't mean I agree with it. I'm just telling you guys what's happening. And Greenland, you can't compare Greenland to Africa. So yeah, I can't quite go there. But I still appreciate the comment, because some people don't really understand why we want Greenland. Once I get paid, I'm going to subscribe to your membership. Thank you for the great content. Thank you, Chris. I would appreciate that. Thank you so much. Oh, okay, I read that one. If the U.S. took over Africa, it would be full of fast food shops. Africa has fast food shops already. Okay. Greenland is run by one country. Africa would be much more complex. Africa would be complex. Donald Trump does not want to be the president of that continent. You're a big topic tonight. I wouldn't want to know. I don't care what you guys talk about outside of here. You see, even when I do these horizontals, I can't get people away from, listen, if I'm a topic outside of here, go eat. I don't want to know, and I don't care to know. I'm still going to be MU. What's the problem? Africa with law and order might be nice. Africa is complex. Stop bothering me. Person, I don't care. I don't care. Well, you're not about to disturb my peace. I have to save my energy for later when I don't know what I'm gonna talk about tonight, y'all. I don't know. You agree with Dr. Manhattan? Yeah, Veronia, Africa would be that. Africa is a lot, and okay, we get it. She's popular. Dr. Manhattan, I don't even look. I told you that's why I got rid of some of mine. Now, well, I'll talk about that another day. Let me time this person out. Let me tell you something. Some of these people are so desperate to get my attention. I haven't talked about any of them. I had a conversation with two people. I had a conversation with Smooth Carter, for those of you that followed me for a while, and another person named Janet. which, you know, I used to be friends with her for a while. And when people want to have a conversation with me, especially if you want a YouTube show with me, a friendship with me, I'm all for that, right? Because I'm not trying to fight with any of you. I'm not trying to go backwards, and I'm not about to leave y'all almost tried to get me caught up in some stuff. I'm not about to leave my platform and my commentary. You guys can see how many people are wanting something different. They want to know what's happening in this world. They want to know what's happening with our country, what's happening with these protests. I'm here to bring you guys that kind of stuff. Anything negative or outside of that, unless y'all want to hit my platform and have a conversation, I'm always open to have a conversation, right? Anything other than that, I don't care. Do you guys? Let me tell you this. In a few years, nobody's going to care, but people will care about what happened with Donald Trump, what's happening. Oh, you guys, y'all remember that stream I played yesterday? So I was doing my research on Kamala. She is really going to run for presidency in 2028. I feel all kinds of stuff about it. I'm going to be all over that commentary. And if thank you, Dr. Manhattan. No, we're not doing that. We're not going there. I'm not going there. I'm not taking a bait. Some of these people are so desperate that they talk about me knowing I'm not watching the stuff. And then they send people over here to be like, oh, look, no, I don't care what y'all talk about. And the world doesn't care what you guys are talking about. Listen, I am going to follow Kamala Harris. And then we got Jasmine Crockett. So I don't care if they're Democrats. We're going to follow it. Jasmine Crockett running for Senate. In the 2028 campaign, we got midterms coming up. I have a lot to do, and I don't care what you guys got to say about me. You either follow me for who I am today or get lost. I'm not interested. That person has attention problems. I guess so, Fronia. I guess so. But I'm still here. I'm still smiling. I'm still doing well, except for whatever's in my eye. And I will still show up for you guys, no matter how busy I get. I laugh like a seagull. Okay, All-Star. I mean, I guess. I don't know. I laugh the way that I laugh. I could see Jasmine running for, Dr. Manhattan. I was in a good mood. I can see it. It would make sense. I mean, she's a representative. She is and I don't dislike Jasmine, honestly. I mean, I don't like some of the things that she says, but you could choose any politician. I'll say, I don't like what they said, right? She's a representative. She is she wants to be a senator. I could see her wanting to be president. But I will not vote for a Democratic president, but I will definitely support any president that is in office. Okay. That's just why I am. I don't care if it was a white person or a black person. It's not a race thing for me. I'm going to vote for the best person for this country. And she hasn't even thought about running yet. So I can't speak on Jasmine. Who knows? She might shock me and I'll say, you know what? I'm going to vote for her. So I'm not even going to be close-minded like that. I am pretty open-minded. Marjorie Taylor Greene, though, I wonder what she's going to do if she's not trying to continue in Congress. I find that a little suspicious. Oh, Harris laughs like a seagull. Oh, okay. Antonio. I can see AOC running too. You never know. Please not AOC, Claude. I don't know. We'll see. Well, we'll see who. I don't see the Democratic Party putting up Kamala for their nominee. I don't see it. I feel that they're going to push through Gavin Newsom. But we'll see. I believe it's going to be Gavin Newsom against J.D. Vance. 2028, Dr. Manhattan said Jasmine versus Marjorie Taylor Greene. I think Marjorie Taylor Greene really messed up when she turned on Donald Trump and thought that the Democratic Party was going to embrace her as if they were going to forget all the things that she said. Marjorie Taylor Greene had a tough time when they nailed her down on Nick Fuentes, the controversial right-wing YouTuber, the political activist. I don't even like to call him an activist. I feel like he's an agitator. And he says some things like, you know, about Hitler and stuff like that. And it was just really bad. And Marjorie said, hey, everybody's entitled to free speech. Everybody is entitled to free speech. That's one thing. But to say, like, you back somebody up or something, or that's just something entirely different. I think Marjorie Taylor Greene have a problem. He is an agitator, Dr. Manhattan, and he tried to go, oh, you take care, Feronia. I'll check on you later, okay? Thank you for being here, Feronia. I'm just chatting about nothing right now. Thank you for hanging out. AOC has pretty... Thank you for modding, my friend. It's pretty eyes. What was I saying before I said goodbye? What was I talking about? I lost my train of thought. Good night. Good night, sis. I think Marjorie Taylor really put herself in a pickle, in a bind. With Donald Trump not backing her, it would have been hard for her to continue. Anyway, you guys, but oh, it's almost 3 a.m. there. Yeah, so I'm going to go. I want some fish tacos. I'm gonna get my family some regular tacos. We're gonna watch a movie. And that's what I'm about to do. Yeah, that is weird how Nick and y'all about, yeah, that was pretty. Nick is a lot. Nick tries to do more than what Charlie Kirk did, and they got into like their little dispute and stuff like that. And he says some things I believe is like value, and a lot of these people that talk like that aren't even really educated. They just try to be extreme to make a name for themselves, and it's like at the expense of a certain group of people. That's just what it is, and I don't agree with that. But all right, you guys, thank y'all for hanging out with me. I'm gonna get out of here. I gotta go feed my family, and I will see you guys later. Do not bring me anything from outside of this community because it takes away from my commentary, what I have to do. But maybe I'll be back later to run another live stream. My son was hugging me and watching the stream. Oh, Dr. Manhattan, that's so sweet. Yeah, I'm gonna go spend time with my babies right now and just hang out a little bit. But I'll see you guys later. Thank you for hanging out. Bye-bye.